Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got the MJX X104H. So we're going to take this back up. This is going to be a revisit flight test. So if you haven't seen the original flight test or the original tests of this particular quadcopter, you'll find them in the description. So what is the purpose of today? Well, it's been many weeks since we have flown this, and I wanted to give it one last test to see whether or not it is going, whether or not it still actually appeals to me before I give it away. So today what I thought I'd do, I'd bring it out to a new location, somewhere that we haven't tested this particular quad, and we would go from there. So now I'm just waiting now for this satellite just to pick up. So we've got 9 satellites so far. Technically we can fly on 9, but I want to wait another minute or so, just to, well, or even half a minute, just to see if we can accumulate any more. But 9, that's pretty good. It's over the standard 7 that is recommended. So there we are. Now we've got 10, so I'll give it a couple of other seconds now just so we can pick up a few more. Normally when I'm flying in a large field I normally have about 16, so between 14 and 16, so 10's okay for me. I'm happy with that. Right, okay, 11, there we are. I'm just going to record my screen as well. Let's get some telemetry on the go. There we go, just so we can pick up everything here so you can see the speed, the distance and everything else. Right then, with that, let's unlock the motors and let's go for it. Now this is a GPS quad, brushed motors. I know that put a lot of you off. It's not one thing that puts me off, although what did put me off was the fact that it didn't seem as polished as other MJX quads. It seemed to be a little bit, well, a little bit undone, unfinished. And I think a few of you picked up on that as well. And that does surprise me a little bit, although this is MJX's budget GPS quadcopter range, so therefore you're not going to have the polish, you're not going to have the finish that you get on their bugs range, just because they want people to go for the bugs range if they have the money. And if they don't have the money, obviously they have this load, they have these load of quadcopters here, which you can go for. Now as a flying machine, as I said, you know, when you're doing the flight tests, I think it's great. As a standard flying machine, I think it's great. There is some lag in the FPV. It's ever so slight, but it is there. I don't know. I think I would rather spend the money on the bugs. I know this is probably not what a lot of you want to hear when I'm flying this particular quad, but at the end of the day, it's just my impressions. And even though this isn't that expensive, and it's a good entry-level GPS quad to get you into GPS quadcopters and get you into the hobby, but at the same time, you know, if you've got the extra cash, I probably would go with the bugs, to be perfectly blunt. That being said, it's a nice little flyer, flies quite nicely indeed. I was very happy with how it flies, and I'm still happy with it now. I mean, I'm flying into the sun a little bit there, as we have this beautiful sunrise coming up over the trees. But yeah, I think she's a nice flyer, but if I had